Weaver Santaniello is a philosophy professor at Penn State University. In 1971, when she was 14, she became obsessed with rock star Alice Cooper. He's known for stage antics involving mock executions, necrophilia, and other provocations. For years, Weaver's mission in life was to befriend him, and she finally succeeded. When you put someone on a pedestal, though, they're bound to disappoint you. But that can be liberating, too. Here's Weaver with her story.
Every time Alice was in a magazine, I would collect his picture. Every inch of my room was just Alice Cooper stuff. I was nuts. By the time I was 15, 16, I was just a fanatic. I heard Alice Cooper's coming to the Springfield Civic Center. And I was like, oh my God, I've got to go. This is going to be my first concert. And I went with my friends. It was the biggest night of my life. I brought a pumpkin with me. I threw it up on stage, and he chopped it up with his sword. In that era, it was more of a Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, peace, love. And Alice was like shock rock. That's why the neighbors were like, how can you let your daughter? He's throwing chickens around, he's throwing watermelons and paraplegics. But I liked the fact that people were all worked up about him. If you listen to his early music, it's all about God and theology and the devil, and Alice was thinking about the same things I was thinking about. I always felt very religious, and I didn't know how to sort some of those things out. I knew other people weren't thinking the way I was thinking. And so Alice, I think, provided me an outlet for that loneliness or that fear that somehow I wasn't normal, because he certainly wasn't normal.
Weaver combed newsstands every week for articles and pictures of Alice Cooper and assembled them into a massive scrapbook. When she was about 18, she decided she just had to give it to Alice as a kind of offering. She and her best friend Loomis staked out a Hartford radio station where Alice was scheduled to do an interview. Finally, he emerged from a freight elevator. Weaver ran up to him.
And I said, hey, Alice, look. And I just opened my scrapbook, and he stopped, and he said, wow. And the bodyguard said, come on, Alice, we gotta go. And Alice said, I'll be back. And as he came out, his bodyguard took him right to the elevator. And I said, I thought you were gonna look at these. And I pushed the scrapbook toward Alice, and Alice said, no, that's yours, you have it. I said, I want you to have it. And I had tears in my eyes as the door closed.
Weaver later read about that encounter in a magazine profile of Alice Cooper. It said that when the elevator doors closed, he turned to his bodyguard and said, oh, see if you can find her, Frankie. She probably wants to take me home to meet her parents.
Frankie called me up and said, he's just not going to be able to see you this time. And he gave me a jacket, gave me an autograph, picture, and he gave me, I don't know, whatever he gave me, I didn't care. I wanted him.
Only women bleed. Only women bleed.
Weaver found herself in her mid-20s with her life going nowhere, she says. A minister friend urged her to go to college. She eventually ended up at Yale Divinity School, still searching for God, but soon having doubts about Christianity. Was it a cover for insecurity? Was piety a way of asserting power over weak, vulnerable people? Questions like those led Weaver from the study of religion to the study of philosophy, and to a new obsession with the atheist philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. He's famous for declaring that God is dead, and for his forceful critiques of Christianity. In his day, he was an anti-establishment provocateur and misfit, like Alice Cooper.
He was the son of a pastor, just like Alice, and he was struggling, just like Alice. Of course, I didn't stop loving Alice either.
Finally, Weaver sent Alice an article from a local newspaper that included a photograph of her bedroom overflowing with Alice Cooper pictures and memorabilia. But the guy opening Alice's mail was his longtime personal assistant, Brian Nelson. His job was to keep fans at bay, and he had rebuffed Weaver in the past.
Brian sees these pictures of my room, and he is, of course, a big Alice Cooper fan, and he's a collector. Now he's got something he wants from me, and he's got something he can give me. Alice. The phone rang, and Alice got on the phone, and he said, I just want to tell you that whatever you want with me, it's carte blanche. So you have lifetime tickets to my shows, anything you want from me, it's yours. I'd always have my backstage passes, but all that means that nothing. I would go to concerts and I'd be taken to him, when he could see me.
And the way she describes those meetings, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, some chat about baseball maybe. Occasionally she and Loomis ran errands, like fetching Alice's tights before a show. It all seems so anticlimactic, but Weaver just shrugs and says Alice was a busy man. For her, the acknowledgement and the free tickets were enough back then in the late 80s. Now it's more complicated.
I mean, I love going to his concerts. I hadn't been in a few years, and I got my free tickets, and it's really nice. But Alice has really changed. I don't know if I want to say something bad. Well, he's born again Christian. And he'll come out and once in a while and say, we hate the elite liberal professors. And, if you don't believe, you're going to hell. I know people that are right-wing. I have no problem with that. But somehow Alice going that way disappoints me. But I still love him. I still love to see him as an entertainer, and he puts on a show. And sometimes I go, oh, I can't believe I'm watching this. Like when he dances with Cole Deffel. Then I think, oh, feminists wouldn't like this. But in the end, it's a show. I know Alice isn't a misogynist. Let him do it if he wants to make a fool of himself. I feel like I've seen Alice. He knows who I am. I've done something for him. And he gave me so much. So it's not an ended friendship. But I don't know what I would say to him now. Surely wouldn't talk about religion with him.
He's changed, but so have you.
I have, yeah. But not as much as him.